Coming off the look at the Yankees, you wanted to look further at what teams have been doing against their lineup specifically, and it all ties back to their rival in the American League, the Astros.
When you get to the point where you know you're a playoff team, you start thinking, what do we got to do to make adjustments? And so last week when they were playing the Astros, touched on this before, but man, the Astros pitching dominated them. They no-hit them one game, and they really just went up in the top of the zone. They did an excellent job of staying in the upper quadrants of the strike zone and really forcing the Yankees to have to chase. And that's with 2 strikes. They use that as the out pitch, not necessarily making it happen early in the count, but as the out pitch. I saw that tonight in Pittsburgh. When Quintana was able to go up in the zone as an out pitch, this is a recipe that you see. So as I'm watching tendencies and I'm seeing, what am I going to see in the postseason? What are guys looking to do to the Yankees? How do you beat this Goliath club? Maybe the Astros gave us a little window into it. And I think that's so important because I watched yesterday with McKenzie with the Guardians. He used his breaking ball for outs, but he went again to the top of the zone, particularly with 2 strikes. And did they make contact this time? This is a pitch he missed 0-1, fastball in, hit. But I just thought the way they were challenging Dan with the heater up in the zone is something we haven't seen, where a club says, this is going to be our game plan. Let's see if they can handle it, and let's see if they're able to get things going. So I felt like with 2 strikes, he really went out of the zone on that one. And I don't know. I just know as a hitter and as a team, you start thinking about the stuff that you've seen in video. And this is where teams are going. And I think it's going to be interesting to see as they move forward. Are the Yankees going to be able to make this adjustment? Because actually, I want you at the top of the zone if I know you're going to chase.
It's hard after watching this, Stephen, for the last 30 seconds, not to buy in what Harold is saying, because we've seen some ground balls, Harold, on balls that are almost chest high.
Yeah.
Like, you very well could be onto something.
Here's tonight. 2 strikes, 1-2 count. Quintana goes up on Donaldson, see you later. You know, and he does it to Trevino, I saw as well later on in this game. But that's kind of the recipe.
So just underscore your thought behind this breakdown, H. It's not to say, hey, the Yankees are struggling to a point where they're losing games. No, they're still winning, right? And they still have this massive lead. You're looking forward to the promised land, the postseason,
I'm figuring out how
the World
I can beat
Series.
Yes.
And what the Yankees are going to have to adjust to on that stage. That's what you're looking at.
Because at the end of the day, it is coming down to you have to beat the Astros in the American League. They signed Garrett Cole $300 million to win 2 games in the postseason, to beat the Astros. I mean, we can all face the fact right now. They're the team to beat. And so you're going to have to figure out, how's Verlander going to get me out? How's all the craziness going to get me out? What did the Astros do? And yes, it was June, but it's going to happen in October. And that's what I'm looking at. I'm looking way down the road to those adjustments the Yankees are going to have to make.
I think last week, to Harold's point, I've always thought the Astros were really good, Stephen, but after watching them play the Yankees
and the Mets,
they're really, really good, and they are a runaway train in the West. They're going to get a healthy Verlander. If they have a lead like they have now going into August, September, they can back off that rotation, skip them a turn, make sure they're ready a couple weeks before the postseason starts. They're dangerous. They could win the whole thing.
No, and that's what everyone was reminded of when the Astros went 7-2 against the Yankees and Mets. And if not for an epic comeback in the Bronx and then another walk-off win, the Yankees, Dusty said we could have went 9-0. That was another reminder to the rest of the league that the AL still runs through Houston. And you're right. They already, right now, you could argue they're the deepest rotation in baseball. Jake Odorizzi just came back. They're hopeful to get Lance McCullers Jr. back. That's going to afford them some luxury, to your point.
And I think they enjoy being the villains. Like they
enough of the
trash can gate. They come to New York, and the Yankee fans are booing them. They're over that now. They're over. I think that part of that trash can gate. The feelings that were hurt, that's over with the Astros players. I think they embrace being looked at as the enemy.
Houston does, for sure, especially the town. But you're right. And now the engines for that lineup, they weren't even there. Yordan Alvarez, Kyle Tucker, the 2 All-Stars.
Right.
2 of them. They have
that
many.
That offense can hit.
Oof. No question.